Well, the gang is filing in.
Good. Oh my goodness, this show is going to be packed. I
Yeah.
say that all the time, but this one in particular is
Teresa's here, Phil is here, Stella's here, Lori Ann, Daniel, Cheryl, Ginger, Gray, Donald. All right, everybody. Michelle is here. Great. This is great because we're back in the New York groove.
I tell you what, man. This lasts probably about 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It's been a change. It's been a definitive change. So
there has been a big change in the wind.
Yes.
And even Erica Kirk today put out a video where she lays everything out very frankly about what's going on. I was like, what is happening?
We didn't have time to say that, but when people like Erica Kirk just like put people back to reason. Okay, I'll just say this. I wanted to. We were very busy to get this show up, but she said basically like, why is it that I wake up every morning and have to deal with Candace Owens saying that I murdered my husband? Like, how does...
You know what this is? Let me tell you what this is. First, let me just say hi to Joyce Ann is here. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? April?
Is Tracy here?
Mary Elizabeth. Erin, I want to say...
All right.
That I was in going over some of the orders this morning. Erin came through. She's on her road. She's on the road now to learning AI. So this is a big step. This is awesome. Phil's here. All right. So I really think this is a phenomenon because of social media, and that every not just regular, no, I shouldn't say regular, but not just sane people are using it, but all of the insane get to explore and put forward all of their insane thoughts all day long.
You know, early on, I said to people, now you realize that Erica Kirk is a widow and her children are fatherless sons. And we talked about the Bible. Oh, no, not for murder. Like really, where do you come up with this without proof? I mean, we're talking without, wait a minute, but I did my research. I saw this angle, whatever. Yeah. Where does this come from? Anyway.
I know. Gene, I swear to you, it is just... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But Erica touches on something that's right. She talks about how it's a dehumanizing of not only people but the culture itself. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I want to attack you, hurt you, kill you, whatever, all I have to do is dehumanize you to the point where I have the opinion that you're not worthy to live.
Well,
and then I feel justified.
We're going to go talk about these videos in a little bit because it's the mindset, really, quite frankly, I believe it came from the left that has been adopted by the far woke right on this.
Yeah.
So,
I will say though, it seems that Megyn Kelly, somebody must have spoken with her, or she ran some numbers, because now she's realized that the direction that Tucker and Candace and Fuentes, who's pushing women off of his stoop these days, is not the direction to go in. So Megyn Kelly has she's immediately flipped back the other way, and now she's all in again with Trump.
Well, listen, I haven't followed her much, but one thing that we have found,
she must have had a chat with the algorithm.
You know what? Hey, let's start with this Chuck Todd video, and then
Yes.
this
Yes.
eases into what's really going on here. Here we go. 30 seconds here.
Going to any more events where Trump's at him. I don't feel safe. Wherever Donald Trump
Chaos follows him.
Chaos follows him. And you are less safe, right? If you decide to go into his orbit, you have become less safe. He does not care about your safety. He's not going to protect you if you go into his orbit, because he's always going to protect himself first. He's more likely to throw you under the bus. He's more likely to have you be the target of Iranian assassins if you're John Bolton or Mike Pompeo. And he's going to pull any sort of federal support, right?
Just let me say before we go any further, guys, share the link to this live stream, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Share the link so that we get as many people in here as possible, because this is big stuff that's coming up.
We're going to go there later on. Okay. I met Chuck Todd when I was on the Trump campaign. When I was his photographer, I met Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd knows better than this. Because what he's saying, you could apply to any president. You could say, oh my goodness, Obama's not going to jump in front of me if someone wants to harm him. He's the president of the United States, all of them, even Biden. Secret Service.
What does he think? That Trump's going to take a bullet for him?
We're talking about, he knows, but Chuck knows better.
He knows better.
All right. He okay, Chuck. All the stuff you say, I mean, some of it I'm sure is great stuff, but on this one, just like, oh my goodness, yeah, you're right. I was pretty stupid on that. Every president, Carter, when you're there, Carter's not going to jump in front of you because he's a president of the United States.
Right.
And he's even saying like they're going to cut. Like, no, it goes back to what I said yesterday. Yesterday I said with it, I said the joke was when I was at the Trump rallies as a photographer, people would come up to me and say, oh, this is the safest place to be. Look at all the protection. And Secret Service would jump in and say, no, it's not safe for you. Safe for the president. We're here for the president, not for you.
Right. But you realize, brother, why. And for everybody that's watching and listening, the reason that you're going to hear this kind of rhetoric from Chuck Todd, as well as that imbecile Jimmy Kimmel, is because they're actually trying to make it in their viewers' minds that it's Trump's fault that he's being attacked. Now, if this isn't the lingo that normally comes from the abuser in a relationship, I don't know what is. Because that's how if there are abused women out there that are in a relationship and they get beaten around, and in her mind she's so convinced, oh, if only I had put the cup on the saucer and not on the table directly, I wouldn't have gotten beaten.
Watch this goes into our show, and like I said, please, or Dave said, go share this video, because now we're coming in hot on everything. And quite frankly, what happened is they attacked us so much that we don't even care anymore. That's what happened. And we're just going to do our stuff.
Well, plus one of our longtime followers who has been a subscriber from the beginning and everything else, unbeknownst to Gene and I, just came out and talked about conversations that he has had with two former contract workers from George Magazine. He comes out and he just lays out this conversation, and I showed it to Gene, and we're like, what? This is what was going on behind the scenes. We've been trying to get that message out there. Go ahead, Gene.
Trying to get the message out, but trying to stay in the high road without saying stuff. You know, this has been going on for so long. We never said anything about it because we're trying to just do our job here and do our work. All right, Dave, let's get into this because it ties in very nice.
And James Comey is in custody.
You said it wrong. James Comey, he in custody.
He's in custody. Can you imagine this Todd Blanche Well, we'll get on to that. We'll get on to that
Right.
after.
All right, let's do this. Let's just get into the show. I can't believe we're just getting into it. Here we go. Dave, the lead
Share the link. You got to share the link. We got to get the people in here so they can hear this. This is an important show. We've been told.
Yes. Okay, the lead story on the Dispatch. Reminder for people that are new here, you get the Dispatch for free. Just go to georgemagazine.com, sign up for the Dispatch. Okay, 10 celebrities who have joked about Trump's death, from Kathy Griffith to Jimmy Kimmel. Of course, we don't even need to say because everyone knows what we're talking about with Jimmy Kimmel getting in hot water. Dave, one of the reasons why we couldn't show what Erica Kirk said today is like we were trying to find this video, and it's messed
not
up. It's messed up. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, guys, we're gonna show you this video, 1 minute video, and what the things I want to normally let it run. Some of it's very disturbing. Like some of it's so disturbing, but also understand the groupthink. Okay.
Just we'll let them watch it. These are all adults. They shave and everything. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the out of fascism looks like.
Comparing the tactics of Donald Trump to Mussolini and Hitler is a very legitimate thing.
We have a Timo Hitler in the White House right now.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
The thing we were all warning about for the last few years is not coming, it is here. We do now live in a country that has an authoritarian leader in charge. We have a consolidating dictatorship in our country.
And what we're seeing play out here is Donald Trump's promise to be a dictator on day one.
Trump has seemingly never met a dictator he doesn't like.
It's some real dictator type stuff.
The American people will have to decide that they are the last in the line of defense against Donald Trump and American fascists.
What?
This is unbelievable.
This
is unbelievable. Listen, I don't think, aside from maybe that bald-headed lunatic, the retribution agent, ever said anything about taking out Biden. Right? It was never talk like this. These people are crazy. This is what Erica meant by dehumanizing. Go ahead, Gene. I'm sorry.
Right. The other thing I want to say about this, and we have brought it out, and Dave Blaze knows personally because he talked to some of this, or at least one, even though there's more. This is 4 a.m. talking points. You guys know what I'm talking about. Where it goes from, it's basically a memo. And by the way, here's something, while we're doing this, unrehearsed. 4 a.m. in Russian. Find out what time 4 a.m. for us is, what time it is in Russia. Seriously, go find it out. Basically, and I'm not basically what you have is people getting talking points. That's why they all these leftists sound the same, and that is also why all these other ones on the woke right.
Hold on 1 second, Gene. Sherry, yes, there is the Mockingbird media, but the new media, or the truth media, or the truther media, or we are the media, or whatever the hell they call themselves, have adopted the same format. They're lying like the Mockingbird media now. It's disgraceful. The opportunity that was there, and they just threw it away for clicks.
What you will see on X, follow the leader. Dave and I have been doing this for a year. We say to each other, whoa, look what so-and-so just said, right? Guess what happens? It goes downline. Then the next one follows and repeats the same thing, and the next one. The higher ups say it, but just so you know, they get I don't know what time it actually is, 4 a.m. talk, they get a talking point, a script, and that's what's going on. That's why they all sound the same. Does anyone sound like us anywhere? Guys, everyone here, does anyone sound like us? Anyone? No, because we get the content here, and it's not based upon everyone. That's why they always interview each other It's the same
Right,
people,
right.
the same message, all at
Same
once.
people. It's just all
Right.
this circular
People are pissed off.
nonsense, and
Right.
it's it really and when Gene says 4 a.m. talking points, basically what they get is an email, and in this email, and it might not be an email. It could be even in a video game chat room. So in other words, they all go to a particular video game that is logged into the, it's online, and there's a chat room, and within that chat room there might be a group, and within that, and it's their group, and in that group they get the list of talking points that they have to cover for that day in their own voice. So it's not like you must say this. It's here's the line. This is the subject. This is the subject.
Right.
Make sure you hit these 4 or 5 points throughout the day today. That's how they do it.
All right.
Now,
All right.
now the thing with I'm sorry, Gene, go ahead.
No. I could spend the whole hour on this. I'm not joking. It pisses me off because these are the same people that got orders. Just ask Alexis Wilkins. They got orders, and then they got orders to say, okay, these are the talking points to go against George. So we are personally involved with this.
Right.
But this is what's going on. They basically said this, okay, when it comes to Trump, here's your talking points. Fastest. Here's your other talking point. This. Here's your other talking points. We have to stop them. So they do it, and then they all follow suit. It's the same thing that happened to us, and that's why it gets amplified through social media.
One of our former contractors actually got Gene on the phone and threatened him that if he did not relay to this person who was really behind George Magazine, that Gene was finished, his family was finished, and all of this stuff. I mean, it's just despicable stuff.
Guys, crimes have been committed.
And that's just a little bit of what we've been through.
Yes. Emails.
And we're not whining. We're not whining about it. We're always on here kidding around and joking around. Right. But I'm going to tell you, Gene, think about this. So the thing came out for us. Praise the Lord. Wonderful.
Right.
Erica's speaking out now. Comey's in custody. So much is happening. And, it makes me think like this. We love Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is great. Pam Bondi was a great attorney general. She was a good attorney general. But she was not a wartime attorney general. And it makes me, and like Todd Blanche's. Gene, what's that? Remember that scene from The Godfather?
We have it somewhere.
No. You have that clip? All right. Let's play that clip.
Hold on. One second. Oh, all right. All right. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah,
just play it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why am I out? You're not a wartime consigliere, Tom. Things may get rough with the move we're trying.
Tom, I advise Michael. I never thought you were bad consigliere. I thought Santino was a bad Don. Rest in peace. Michael has all my confidence, as you do. But there are reasons why he must have no part in what is going to happen.
And there you go. Pam Bondi was great, but she wasn't.
You got to explain if you could explain to everyone what it means to be a wartime consigliere. Is that I say right?
Yes, consigliere. So the thing is that consigliere in a I don't know why he
I have
plays
no idea.
that.
I have no idea.
He just loves it. It reminds him of every movie he ever saw as a child. So a consigliere in a family is the special advisor. For example, when the American Cosa Nostra started up, and you had the original families. Of course, Lucky Luciano was the was the guy that kind of organized everything. His consigliere was Frank Costello. So that's it. He's the consigliere is the advisor to the family. Normally in a legal thing. So Pam Bondi, being the attorney general, it truly is like the consigliere of the executive branch. So, but she wasn't what was needed right now. Todd Blanche comes in. What happens, Gene?
Yeah, Comey's already. Is he in custody yet, or is he almost?
Comey's in custody.
Okay, okay. Let me also go on with that. I'll just say Todd Blanche is just getting ready to go apeshit on everything. He's already started this. This is, and it goes deeper than that. If you gotta follow what Bongino is saying, this is just the beginning of it. So it's here. Okay, this is a wartime consigliere, and it's Ginger, I agree with you. So this is what's going on right now. But again, what you have here is everything that people have been bitching about Donald Trump not going on. Well, now it's going on. And so now it's like, oh, why did it take so long? Why did it take so long? All right.
Yeah. Look, you have the big first they cut the money, and that was the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. Right. So that was a big blow. Then they're going to go after Comey. They're going after these other people. It is going to be not a literal, but in literary terms, a bloodbath.
Right, and keep in mind, and with Southern poverty and all this stuff, the one that is documented, yes, the DOJ is going after them. The one that is documented was from 2 years ago, where the DOJ or the Treasury has stopped Iranian and Russian money from coming in with this. And that's documented from the Department of Treasury.
Right.
Yeah, it was a Treasury, correct? Okay.
Right. All right. So there's a lot going on, and we're gonna do our best on these live shows to keep you abreast of all of it, because it's just terrific stuff.
Okay.
It really
Dave,
is.
Can we go into the Uncle Trump thing here?
Yes. Here we go.
Uncle Trump and Bibi, modern-day watchmen in global fight against anti-Semitism. This is an interesting topic because, once again, I want to remind everyone, it's Dave is a computer. Like Dave sleeps 3 hours a day, 4 hours a night. I think he does. Okay, let me do this one, Dave.
Yeah.
Again, and I'm calling out the nihilistic and those who echo their voice. We and you do not want the regime of Iran to succeed. They're confusing people by saying that it's one and the same, and it is not. The regime.
Well, that the Iranian people and the maniacal regime are one and the same. They're not.
They're trying to muddy the waters by saying, "What did the people of Iran do? Why don't you just let them live in peace?" Okay.
Do you realize what this regime did to the Iranian people? First, they kind of convinced everybody that they should let them in, that they're men of God, that they should let them into their house and so on. And then the people go, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's let them in. Let's let them in." And these lunatics come in. They beat up the men. They rape the women. They burn the house. They burn everything they can. They steal everything they can. And then when you're laying there all bruised and battered, they look at you and say, "This was God's will." That is the regime against the Iranian people for 50 years.
My generation remembers this because it was the Iran hostage situation where during the Carter administration, these people took American hostages. Everyone forgets those are the people in charge.
Yeah.
It's not so all the nihilistic ones, unless you're taking money from Iran or Russia, denounce the regime. It's that simple. Denounce it. wow, we need to go in there. Denounce the regime because these are the people that they're harming. Okay, this, Dave, is a video from 1 month ago, okay, in America. Here we go.
I left Iran almost 46 years ago, and because of the government's prosecution, and many thousands of Iranians left Iran. Also inside Iran, the suppression continued for last more than 4 decades. More than 120,000 people have been executed, and for political reasons.
Mickey Mohammadi is studying law and hopes to return to Iran to put her education to work.
It is a dream of mine to be able to go back home.
120,000 people.
Doc, these are now you understand these are the executed ones. Like for what's going on, guys. These, I don't see how anyone on the MAGA side, unless they're getting money paid from Iran, how do you not denounce this? How are you not with this? We are for the Iranian people, which are beautiful people who are looking for a voice since the Biden administration. We saw the video, looking for a voice, and now here's the voice. Here's Donald Trump willing to bomb them. Okay.
Right.
I just can't even anymore.
Right.
All right.
And the Iranians, as we're going to point out here in a little bit, are the skunks of the Middle East. The regime, rather. The regime, not the people.
Right.
People are terrific, terrific people. But this regime's got to go.
Yeah. Okay, guys, really quick before we finish up here, the last part, and still share it if you're here with this.
Yes.
Really quick,
please share with your friends and on Facebook and so on the link, because we got a bunch more coming up in this show, and it might run a little long, but it'll be worth it.
Guys, if you could, if you are not a subscriber, we're trying to push the digital subscription. It's $9.95. Okay, I get it, $10. But even if you do get the printed edition, you have access to the digital. But if you don't want to wait and you just want to read it, get the digital and read the articles. Just wanted to make mention of that because people listened to us yesterday when we said about the AI and the crypto. We are real. Oh, Dave, I forgot. Can I do this before we get to the last section? I forgot about it.
Yeah.
The pictures of Phil. Is he still here?
Oh yeah. Phil, and we got pictures in from Phil.
Yes.
And there he is.
Okay, guys, please. I'm making a personal collection. Phil is the first. Phil and Tracy are the first ones in it. If you have any, fan art, could you send it to us? We will put it on the show and also put it on our website. But this one's great, and this is Phil, of course. He's here, and this is Tracy. I love this.
There she is.
This is great. I love it.
And now, so that you're aware, the prompts to feed into the chat on AI and so forth to produce these things are in that book.
Yes,
they're in this book. So there's so much in here, and people,
guys,
can't stress it enough, because I'm telling you, a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, if I had only gotten that book.
All right, guys, I'm telling you, if you do this type, I'm collecting them, by the way. I'm actually collecting them. And so anyway, this is great. All right. See, that's what you need to make me chill. Seriously, I'm telling you, I get so pissed off sometimes.
It's good. Oh, and the not for anything, the digital version of the magazine you can download to any device as well. So it's not just reading it online. Download it to your Kindle, download it to your e-reader, whatever it is, and have at it. Okay.
Dave, let's finish up here with this, because this is going to be a long segment, but it's so important. It's from the Dispatch.
Yes.
It's basically on OPEC, and we're going to be talking more about this in the upcoming weeks. Dave, tell me where to start, because I have the post from Besant, I have the videos. I don't even know where to go with this here. You want me to?
Well, Well, here let's just talk about this for a second.
Okay.
And this is all verifiable information, but here's what we wanted to point out. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE, has withdrawn. They're done with, well, they're withdrawing, but they're done with OPEC and OPEC Plus. Done. And what most people don't understand is what is it about OPEC? Who are the OPEC members and so forth? And we're going to give you a little bit of history on that right now, because Iran is a member of OPEC.
Right.
So,
okay.
So think about this. Think about this. Iran is a member of OPEC, and they are looking to control the Strait of Hormuz, where ships from Saudi Arabia have to pass through. And what they want to do is this: they want to set up a toll, like a toll booth, so the ships can't pass unless they pay Iran however much money for the ship to pass. So you're a member of this group and you're doing this side hustle. Then when the United States goes after them, which now is becoming very clear that the Middle Eastern nations between Qatar and the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Iraq even, they must have been on the phone with President Trump going, look, we're doing great with Israel. Everything's wonderful with Israel. You got to do something about these maniacs in Iran. They're destabilizing everything. And we saw immediately when Trump goes in after Iran, when the Trump administration and Israel go in after Iran, what happens? Iran immediately bombs Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Why would they do that? They're all members of OPEC. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so you have all this, and this is really what's going on. And that's why we say again, and we're calling them out on it now, because it's not true when they say, wow, do you realize that Trump is actually secretly working with Iran? Secretly, because there's tunnels under the island of Crag or whatever. This is all the bullshit that they're spewing. But what's going on is that there's a group of those nations there that gang together as a group called OPEC, right? For their own benefit. Not to say that it's bad. Dave, isn't this like price fixing? Isn't this like price fixing with the oil?
Okay. OPEC is all right. Now again, this is a complex topic, but let me try and explain it. It is price fixing, but not in the traditional sense. Now look, guys, if you haven't shared this link yet, share it right now, because this is what I'm going to explain. You're going to want to know. All right. So you have the OPEC nations: Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iraq, Iran, Kazakhstan is in there as OPEC plus.
Venezuela?
No, Venezuela isn't part of OPEC. So what, did you read they were part of OPEC?
Yeah, I think they're
OPEC plus.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So here's what happens. It was especially the Middle Eastern nations between Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE have built up their infrastructure so that they are able, at a moment's notice, to turn the spigot on and distribute more oil or less oil. Whereas in other nations, like in the United States, you can't just start it up and turn it down and on at the drop of a hat, but they can. So in a sense, they are price fixing, because if they determine, well, oil is selling at, $60 a barrel, we're going to bump it to $65 a barrel, and they just turn the spigot off a little bit, less oil, there's your price.
Right. So it would be as price fixing is like, and this is in the most basic sense, but like plumbers, everyone needs plumbers, right? Sooner or later, you're going to need one. It would be like if all the plumbers got together in a room, which is illegal, and said, from now on, our rate is not $100 an hour, whatever it might be, is now $300 an hour. And we're going to do it this way. That's how they control the oil. But the big guy which is, of course, one of the big guys. It's Saudi Arabia and UAE.
Yeah.
UAE has left, right?
UAE, they've declared they're out.
Okay.
And part of the reason is because we have one of the greatest Treasury secretaries since the Treasury Secretary under Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. Can I show? Let me show this.
Is just a walking genius. Go ahead, Gene. Read that.
Okay. This is our Treasury Secretary. I'll just read the first paragraph.
Yeah.
The Treasury Department, through economic fury, has targeted Iran's international shadow banking infrastructure, access to crypto, shadow fleet, weapons procurement networks, funding for terrorist proxies in the region, and independent Chinese teapots, which is interesting here, refineries that support Iran's oil trade. These actions have disrupted tens of billions of dollars of revenue that can be used to fund terrorism. By the way, that sounds like everything we've been talking about for the past
we've been telling you about the cryptocurrency with Iran.
Yep.
We've been telling you how the Treasury's shutting it down and all of that for weeks now in the Dispatch articles. But here's the big thing. The UAE was getting, they're disturbed because what's happening is they got their
country.
oil.
I know it sounds funny. That's a country. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have and not for anything, but the UAE is also on the same shore as Saudi Arabia, that's on the shore of the Gulf of Persia.
Right.
Why it's Persian, we don't know. Iran's all the way on the other side. All right. So all of these oil tankers now, because of the American blockade, not because Iran is shutting the strait, because we have our battleships and carriers there, we're blocking all the ships from coming in and out. So the oil can't get out. If the oil doesn't get out, then let's say with the UAE, they can't sell it and they can't get US dollars. So they get on the horn to our Treasury Secretary, say, listen, we're going to have to start selling. They're already selling gold all over the place. And it's starting in with silver now. So, but then they said, we're going to have to start selling US treasuries. So the Treasury Secretary, no, don't do that. So we've set up a swap line whereby they can exchange the treasuries for US dollars, but not on the open market. So the treasury bills don't take a hit and they get their dollars, because these nations, they need dollars. They got to trade. They got other things they got to do. They need the dollars, and their oil is paid for in US dollars. So I suspect that we're going to have more countries abandoning OPEC.
Right. Okay. This video is less than a minute long, but this kind of explains what's going on. It'll make more sense right now. Here we go.
So the UAE is one of the group's largest exporters. In 2024, it was the fourth largest producer after Saudi Arabia, Iraq and Iran. But the Emirates want to increase its capacity and has often expressed frustration at production caps or quotas set by the oil cartel. Its relationship with Saudi Arabia, which is by far the largest producer in OPEC and its de facto leader, has also been frosty, particularly since Riyadh opened up to foreign business under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and began to challenge the Emirates' position as an investment hub. One analyst says the departure of one of OPEC's largest producers could potentially change the oil market dynamic and throw Saudi Arabia's long-standing role into question. Let's take a listen.
Saudi Arabia has been the central banker of the oil markets. Now, what is Saudi Arabia going to do?
So did you catch that? Did everybody catch that? Oil caps set by the cartel. The cartel is OPEC. And what they do is, altogether, they set an oil production cap on each nation. And the UAE, they can't sell their oil. They got the blockade. The Iranians are crazy. They want out. So they want out, and they want to join the greater financial network. right, Gene?
Yes. So this is all of this is what's going on. This is the switch to America, and that's why.
Right.
Days ago, showed you that video of Trump saying, "Hey, we're open for business. You want oil, China? You want oil, Russia? It's right here." And so this is what's going on. But what does the people on X, the nihilistic ones, say? Oh, Trump is secretly working to take down the petrodollar. In other words, the dollar. That's what they're saying. That's not it. This is what's going on. And everyone knows it, by the way. Everyone except for the people in the United States. That's why half of these videos are like from foreign countries, because they're telling you what's going on. And the mainstream media won't say it because they have to admit that Trump's, quite frankly, is a genius in doing this.
Yeah. Yes.
And the nihilistic ones won't talk about it because they got to peddle this thing, because most of them are sponsored by gold sponsors.
Right. And the US dollar right now is killing the gold guys. But imagine this. So now the UAE gets out of OPEC, and they're able to freely, with no caps, sell their oil on the open market. Right? That is going to wreck the OPEC cartel. Now, of course, over here, we got the United States, who has more oil than all of them put together. And we're dealing with Venezuela's oil. The whole order, and I know everyone talks about a new world order, but what you're actually watching is the old order of the Middle East oil and the European, way of thinking and all. That's coming down. That is what is falling. And the new order is going to be the United States, Venezuela, and so on. That's going to be the oil hub.
Right.
And you, praise the Lord, are living in this nation. And that's why Trump set up the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and we have the Trump accounts, and we got the more stuff coming down the pike. We won't get ahead of anybody. But this is going to be fantastic times.
Again, that is why all this time everyone's attacking us, because the stuff that we're telling you goes against them, because a lot of them are sponsored either by Russia, Iran, or the gold companies that want the dollar to fall.
Right.
But this is Donald Trump's plan, and you're seeing it in real time. This is real, and I said this yesterday. We can have the best of both worlds in this sense. We have the oil, like how Saudi Arabia, and they're an ally of us, and we also have the dollar. That's why they're constantly saying the dollar's bad. We need to go to a gold-backed dollar. Yeah, of course, because you don't like what Donald Trump is doing to you.
Right. Why would we ever limit ourselves and get in the mix with every other of these nations by limiting ourselves to a gold-backed dollar? That would be, that is the most asinine thing that the United States could ever do.
Right. While we have the most gold, other countries also have a lot of gold.
That's right. We have the most gold. We have the most silver. We have the most oil, right? And so what have we been conned into doing? We've been conned into making electric vehicles that run on lithium batteries that we have to get from China, when we're standing on pools of oil for gasoline. It's nuts. Democrats are nuts. They're absolutely, they really, I got to tell you, they have been mentally challenged to really hate this nation. I have to, and what's going on in New York with this Mamdani? I think Governor Hochul really had to have a sit down with him today and tell him, look, you're not going to do this nonsense with the taxes. That's out.
All right.
Out all the revenue.
All right. Hey guys, first of all, thank you. We had a record number of comments, a record number of people here. What we're going to do, just so you know, not tomorrow, but maybe next week, we're moving the Thursday show only to subscribers only. We're doing that because certain things that we say in the private one, we will not put it as clips out there, and no one, because it's private, could do that. So we can be a little
we
more.
were going to do it. We were going to do it starting tomorrow, but now that that there are these events that have been happening, including with us, so we put it off another week. So look, if you don't have a subscription, get something.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Right.
We have the George Jr.'s $2.95. You can get a month. You get the digital version of the magazine. You got the updates, the Ageless Tech and the updates. Get in.
I think even the crypto book. You buy the book and then you can sign up for updates.
You sign up for updates, right?
I think does that qualify, Dave, for the show?
Any kind of subscription. Do you realize that we have George Jr. Digital for $2.95 a month? $2, $3,
okay.
$3, and you download it. Your child, your nephew, your grandchild can download it onto the iPad that you obviously bought them.
All right, guys.
Or tablet or Android tablet or whatever, and they could read it there. It's great. And all of this nonsense about, I want the kids to get off the screens, and they're not getting off the screens. That's a fallacy. They're not going to do it. They want to be on the screens. You know it. So yes, once in a while, it's nice that they read a book and so forth. But if the screen's there and they're able to flip a page, I'm telling you, I'm amazed. I do it on my phone. I download the thing. I'm flipping pages like I got a little book. Anyway. All right.
Thank you so much. Dave's always say, when we get pissed off, and I'm like authentically pissed off, man. Seriously, after what happened for us to the last couple of years, and now you see, now you see with Trump back in office, and we can show you what's really the case. Right
now, see Mint Julep, and the Kentucky Derby is this Saturday, by the way. But you see Mint Julep, the Dispatch is free.
Yes,
and it doesn't take anything to subscribe. It doesn't take anything to subscribe. So there has to be an active subscription that has money, right? Whether it's $2, $3, $9, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to support. You got to help support the cause. These are our products. We do these shows 5 days a week and so forth. It's all free for you. The Dispatch is free, but those Thursday shows where we're going to lean on people, it's got to be a little different.
Wait till you see it. We're coming with the goods. Okay, Dave, we got to go. We got to go.
All right.
Thank you so much. Please go to georgemagazine.com. Check it all out there. And like I said, find one of the products that you really like. At least get the seriously. Get the AI book at the very least, and sign up for the update so you can know what the changes are.
Right.
Okay, we're done. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
For today.
All right, here we go. Thank you. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.